carbon accounting is something that everybody should know because every job one day will be a climate job essentially. For business students, currently they're learning financial accounting, where you look at and record the company's revenues and expenses for a year and then accumulate that on the balance sheet. But they don't really learn the detailed carbon accounting. In select courses, maybe like one that Qingshi teaches, but not broadly as undergrad courses.
In civil engineering and in environmental engineering, there's a lot of learning around sustainability and climate change at a foundational level, but not at all in a quantified way. There is this desire to learn more about how to quantify impact.
With carbon accounting, we want to track the emissions impact of greenhouse gases. So we'll look at the same invoice, we'll look at the kilowatt hours that is used, let's say, by the university, and we apply emissions factors and we calculate the emissions for the university for the year. So I worked with students who was in my first climate reporting course, and they helped me develop some cases that were actually based on some work that we did with small companies. One example is an accounting firm. They have an office in Victoria and in Vancouver. And there's electricity emissions from the offices, natural gas emissions from the offices. And we said, okay, calculate the emissions from that. So we gave them the guidelines about how to do that.
And with engineering consulting firms, municipal governments, any of our utilities, there's now an expectation that engineers make the connection between these calculations and their design decisions. So on a very introductory level, we're hoping to incorporate this kind of content into their courses, and then at a more advanced level, also include embodied carbon calculations connected to infrastructure and buildings. Modular content is what we're choosing to create because we want to be able to create cases that are open source or open educational resources, which is resources that students don't have to pay for, that instructors don't have to pay for, that can be disseminated across campus, nationally and internationally. Modularized content is meant to be able to be given to an instructor, and they should be able to go through it and then follow the steps and be able to utilize it in their own classroom in a seamless way without any coaching from us. And then from the student side, they're given the reading materials, any background information, perhaps spreadsheets or any data they might need for the case, and then given the assignments or the materials itself to do the work.
Engineering and accounting course schedules are very full. If we can get 1 week or even one class and some recording prep time that the students watch, then we can actually reach more students in that way.
If somebody approaching you and say, I want to learn carbon accounting, right? So you just tell the person like, okay, there's a 14-week course you can take. Probably this is going to be really intimidating for many people. But now if you have a module or two, you can learn it over the weekend. So there's a trajectory and the scaffolding, the learning process for people at different stage of their career or according to their own schedule.
I started learning carbon accounting myself as an accountant that realized it's a skill that I need going forward. And it was difficult to find courses. It was difficult to find cases, exercises, textbooks. It's because we are a leader in this industry and in doing these things. So might just as well start developing it and bring others along for the journey.